Hey there! Before we get started today, I just wanted to see if you'd heard the good news. Have you heard that Imperfect Strangers podcast presents the company holiday party? Have you heard? If you haven't, that means you haven't been lurking around our socials or been on your Patreon lately. But you should know that December 19th, a Saturday, Amanda and I will be hosting our very own company holiday party. This company holiday party will be special because the company comprises of two people, me and Amanda, telling our business. So the business of telling our business. Except now we're going to be inviting you, stranger friends, to join us for a lovely festive evening of hanging out. Amanda's got some games. She wants to play some games, so she's got those on deck. You can get dressed or you could not get dressed. Doesn't matter because it's going to be in the safety of your home. December 19th. Are you coming to the party or not? Hit up our Instagram for details on that. December 19th. It's $20 at the door. And all your friends are going to be there. So please do join us. It's going to be a good time. It'll be a nice little end to a brutal 2020. So we hope to see you at the Imperfect Strangers Presents the Company Party. Hi.
Hola.
¿Qué pasó?
Oh God.
Muy bien.
No, you just asked me what's happening.
Oh. I always used to reply muy bien to that part. That's not what you're supposed to say after?
If somebody said ¿Cómo estás?, you would say bien y tú?
¿Cómo estás? Muy bien, ¿y tú?
Yeah.
And then I would say, eso sí que es.
Chris always what's that movie with Brendan Fraser where he's like he meets the devil and he starts getting like wishes, and one of his wishes is to be, what did he say, either really rich or really handsome, and the devil turns him into like a Colombian drug lord, and he realizes that he can speak fluent Spanish. And for some reason, that monologue has lodged its way into Chris's brain. So if any time you try to ask him about any of the Spanish he learned over 4 years of high school and 2 years of college, that's literally the only thing that he can say. And I hate
now
it so
I need you
much.
to tell me what the movie is, because I hope you understand that for some reason, I really like Brendan Fraser.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, hold on. I'm Googling.
I'm trying to remember why I like him.
I mean, I'm not really sure why you do either. You were a big fan of...
No. An article came out. Now I have to Google it too. An article came out and I remember reading it and walking away from that article. But see, because we're in a pandemic, I can't remember shit. I cannot remember anything. I can't. Well, I'll be talking about something and I can't remember it. What's the movie called?
The movie's called Bedazzled. It got a 50% on Rotten Tomatoes, and the gist of it, in an attempt to woo the woman of his dreams, Brendan Fraser sells his soul to the devil, who is played by Elizabeth Hurley. Let's see. Now I gotta click into this goddamn Wikipedia. Sells his soul to the devil, who overhears him and offers to give Elliot 7 wishes in exchange for his soul. And so he's making these wishes, and obviously the devil's not trying to give him exactly what he wants. So she keeps doing dumb shit and fucking him over, as he's trying to woo the woman of his dreams.
Okay, now I remember why I like him.
Uh-oh, why do you like him?
So that movie sucked. Whatever you're talking about, I'm now going to watch it. I'm going to make it a point to watch it because I want to support anything that Brendan Fraser does. I Googled it and it was the first thing that came up, and then I remembered that I read it and I was like, wow, that's so cool. If you remember, he played the stalker prison guard on The Affair.
I don't think I saw The Affair.
On Showtime?
No, was it like a series?
Yo! Well, Ohio's about to be in lockdown. You're going to have to get The Affair. And just start at the top. So The Affair is this dude and Maura Tierney. You know her. You like her. She's just a really rich person. Her dad is like a very famous bestseller author. And, so she is one of those rich white ladies that, I think maybe she owned a boutique or something. She just be a jack of all trades because she's a rich white lady, whatever. Her husband is a struggling writer, but I think has a day job. I can't remember what. They summer in the Hamptons, and this one summer in the Hamptons, he has an affair with a waitress at the Lobster Roll. The waitress at the Lobster Roll is married to Pacey, Joshua Jackson.
Like Josh, okay.
Yeah.
I don't
and the affair implodes both of their lives. Pacey and the lady, Allison, I think her name is Allison. Allison's the lady he cheats with. And it's just really, how do I put this without saying it? The lady that he cheated with is not even prettier than his wife. So right there, you just have to go ahead and suspend reality and be like, let me just go ahead and try to get into this because I'm not understanding what's so fucking appealing about this lady. And they pitch this lady as the most, she's just so sexual and attractive, and every man that interacts with her, it's just like an aphrodisiac. They just, everybody wants this lady. And I'm just like, who, where, what y'all looking at the whole time? I'm talking about 4 seasons. Oh, you need to look at the pictures.
I want to see this lady's face. Oh, here we go. Right here. The Affair. Oh.
So everybody's fighting over this lady. Joshua Jackson just wants his wife back. Fucking, but the main guy is like just so obsessed with her. Anyway, it's 4 or 5 seasons. There's a snobby teenage daughter named Whitney. It's just really good, and it goes in some winding ass directions. I'm not even gonna. Once you get involved, you're involved. It's one of those. Anyway, Brendan Fraser comes into it really, really late into the series, like season 4 or 5, whatever, because there's, there's car accidents, there's a court case, there's a lot of shit that happens that within it. There's new children involved, there's a dead child involved. Girl, it's a lot.
Oh my gosh, yeah,
you would like it, but the whole time too, you're just. You know what it is? You don't have nobody to root for. So the whole time you're like, what are these life choices? What are y'all doing?
Okay, so hold on. So what about this show makes you like Brendan Fraser?
Okay, so Brendan Fraser comes into this series as this stalker, prison guard, whatever, and the main character guy, writer guy, starts having panic attacks about him, this, that, and the other. So we don't really know if he was even being stalked or if it was in his mind, whatever, but Brendan Fraser plays the shit out of that character. And so because of the popularity of that show, Brendan Fraser started to do press, because if you remember, he fell off the face of the earth. Where did Brendan Fraser go?
Oh, nowhere. Oblivion.
After Encino Man, he was huge.
Yeah. Oh my God. We had Encino Man. We had all those mummy movies.
Yes.
He did Bedazzled. I'm trying to think, like, man, 2000, 2005. He was on it.
I mean, just a huge, major A-list
Yeah.
actor. And then he just disappeared. So anyway, when he shows up on The Affair, the role that he was playing was so not Brendan Fraser-y,
Mm-hmm.
but he killed it. And so he had to start doing press, and GQ magazine did a story on him called Whatever Happened to Brendan Fraser. And I remember reading it and being like, oh, yeah, man. So now I just have a respect for the motherfucker. So,
But like, what did he like? What did he do that made you feel that way?
I gotta find the excerpt in the story, in the essay.
Whatever happened to Brendan Fraser?
He lives on a lake on a dirt road, and he loves horses. He takes care of horses.
So he basically did what every single celebrity should do, is just make a shit ton of money and then fuck off to nowhere.
Yeah, and like read books and mind your business.
Like, I really feel like Britney Spears should have just had those kids and fucked off to nowhere. Like, maybe her life would be a lot better right now if she just would have done that.
You know what though? I don't follow the Britney saga well. I think there's an element of mental shit there that nobody is addressing.
Oh, of course.
But I also think
She's almost like Anna Nicole. I feel like a very similar energy, like of a manic, you know, she can be like super lucid in there, but then there's like this very manic side that's like, what's actually happening?
but I also feel a child energy.
Yes.
So like they say that at the point that you gain your highest level of fame, that's where your emotional maturity stops.
What?
Oh yes, it's a thing. So that's why like a lot of child stars, when they become adults, they don't have the thing that clicks and turns on and it goes, oh, I'm an adult now, these are the things I have to do. They have a weird level of like emotional immaturity because they're stunted at the point where they received their highest levels of fame. And so I think with her, I know everybody's like free Britney and shit, and I'd have to read more about it, and I'm sure it is fucked up that she doesn't have access to her own money, and she do be looking crazy in the videos. I mean, yet she looks like time stood still. She looks like it's fucking 2004 in her house.
Right. Yeah. And on her body and her face and her head. She's got so much money. Why doesn't her weave look better?
Because she doesn't have access to the money.
Yeah, but don't you think that if her dad was truly controlling it, like, he'd want her to look like the Britney Spears that everybody knows and loves?
No, because that would require her to be around a lot of people. And that the more people she's allowed to be around, the less control he has. That's why I really think she looks like that. That's why I really think, like, when you see her in them floral midriff tops and them Daisy Dukes and them chokers from 2000, literal 2004, like, I think those are from 2000. Those aren't new clothes. She has that shit from Wet Seal in her closet right now.
You take the girl out of the country, but you can't take the country out of the girl.
I mean, it's really sad. Like, sometimes I don't follow it, but like my friend Maria follows it, so sometimes she'll like text me a link to like whatever she's doing on Instagram or whatever, and I'd be like, what?
Yeah. It's something, all right.
I'm gonna get in the zone.
I love that song. Okay, Brendan Fraser.
No, I feel bad. I feel really bad for Brittany, but I don't know enough about the situation to like really make my assessment. But I bet you if I dug deep for like a day or two, I could have a really good. You know how I be with my fan fiction. I could make up something real good that I'll believe. Oh, here we go. He made Bedazzled with Elizabeth Hurley in 2000, did Monkey Bone in a Mummy sequel, The Mummy Returns, in 2001, Looney Tunes Back in Action 2003, and on it went in retrospect far beyond where Fraser wanted it to go. I believe I probably was trying too hard in a way that's destructive. The films, in addition to having diminishing returns, were causing a physical toll. Yes. He was doing his own stunts and shit, and his body was like a football player's, like just a broken body. So being in physical pain all the time, I think it led him to like some deep dark depression. I don't remember. I have to go back and read the whole thing, but I do remember reading it and being like, this motherfucker is so cool, and I wonder if he smokes.
For sure he does.
So when his episodes of The Affair began airing in late 2016, Fraser was asked to give his first interview in years for AOL Build's YouTube channel. It is an uncomfortable watch. Fraser seems morose and sad and morose and sad. For much of it, he speaks in a near whisper. The video went viral. In the months that followed, theories sprang up about what ailed him, focusing on his 2009 divorce and the fact that 2 franchises he'd once starred in, The Mummy and Journey to the Center of the Earth, had been rebooted and recast without him. As it turns out, what was behind the sad Brendan Fraser meme was sadness. His mother had just died of cancer just days before the interview. He says, I buried my mom. I think I was in mourning and I didn't know what that meant. He hadn't done press in a while, and suddenly he was sitting on a stool in front of an audience promoting the 3rd season of a show he was barely on. I wasn't quite sure what the format was, and I felt like, man, I got fucking old. Damn, this is the way it's done now. So he fell out of the spotlight, then got back on the horse. But by the time he got back on the horse, media and the way that we promote things and all of that shifted entirely, on top of he has real shit going on in his life.
He's so kind of like a mom that stayed at home and then went back to work and is totally bowled over by being in corporate America again.
Yeah. Girl, you know how often I think about that shit?
Oh, I think about it all the time.
I mean,
I worked with a lady once who did that, and she hung for maybe 6 weeks. Noped right out of there, which was a blessing for me because she was my boss and she was terrible.
Oh, so how long had she been out of the workforce?
I think her eldest was maybe somewhere between the ages of 6 and 8. So not a decade, but definitely could not hang. And, it was corporate retail. So the marketing cycle is constant, right? And as a marketing manager, she was coming into an industry that she didn't have experience with. She seemed pretty soft-spoken. I think she was a nice lady. She just was struggling so hard at work that I was not shocked when she put in her notice. But my God, I mean, a lot can change technologically. I mean, that would have been like 2008. So think about it. Like, if the last time you worked was 1998 and all of a sudden you're coming into the workplace in 2008, Jesus Christ.
And there are 20-year-olds telling you that you're not good at what you're doing.
Yeah.
And you're like, you're 20 though.
But also she entered into a team that was all male leadership with the exception of one woman who was the VP of merchandising. So you're also coming into a place where these men have been in this industry and have been here for a long ass time. So I'm sure there was probably not a lot of forgiveness or leeway for her to she was probably expected to just get right back in and be, full throttle.
Yeah, and like, what was brushing up her resume like before going back in? Like, what are you going to tell these people? There's that big ass hole in your resume, and then you get there and all kind of systems have changed.
Yep.
You don't know what any of that shit means. You don't even know what these people are talking about. They're now talking
Right.
about circle back and this and that. You're like, what fucking language is this?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I think about that all the time because I haven't been in a work environment since 2010.
Mm-hmm.
And the way my attitude is set up, yeah, that ain't.
Oh, God. I could never. I tell Chris all the time, I was like, there's no way that I could ever go back into a corporate job. I might be able to go into like a small business environment that's like very relaxed and progressive and modern, but I mean, I wasn't cut out for corporate America at 25, 26, 27. I sure as shit could not do it now. I can't stand the people.
Well, what is it? What do you? First, we have to define what a corporate America job is to you, to know like how,
yeah,
and why you don't like it.
So I had 2 corporate jobs. I worked for Scripps right out of college. I worked at one of their local paper branches in South Florida. And that wasn't so bad. The newsroom was markedly different from the global retail brand that I worked for from 2006 until they laid me off at the end of my maternity leave in 2010. And they were like, hey, by the way, we know you just came back on maternity leave, but we are in a recession and we've eliminated your position, but we'd like you to stay on for 30 more days and interview for other positions that are available. And I was just like, fuck you. I just had a baby. I'm going to go find like a part-time job doing this shit so I can like be at home with my kid.
Right, and
I was
something
so
about
pissed.
that feels really illegal. Like, how the fuck?
So I think the only way that they got around it was that they kept me on for 30 days and then gave me the option to interview within the company.
When really that was just bullshitting you. They didn't want you to have they didn't want you to do another job in there.
Oh, yeah. And I was like, you know what? Actually, I just want to let you guys know that starting effectively, I can't make it in until noon every day. And oh, by the way, I don't have childcare on Fridays. So I'll see you from noon to 5, Monday through Thursday, and then I'm not going to be here on Friday. I'll work from home, thanks.
And then in their minds, they were like, and that's exactly why we had to fire your ass.
I was so mad.
Because they don't have respect for women and what women have to do to get back into the workforce.
It was ridiculous. So, and now that whole company's in the shitter. That whole big building they were in, it's like a third of the way filled. So go fuck yourself. You know who you are. No, I couldn't go back. It was too Kool-Aid-y. Too Kool-Aid-y. I hate that shit.
I also just struggle with like, what even would I be doing? What, where, who? How?
You would be working in corporate communications, putting out the monthly newsletter, writing the copy for the website updates.
Yeah, I know,
That's
but they're
what
not
you'd be
going to do
doing.
what I say. And then they're going to do what they want to do anyway. And I'm going to say, but if you did it the way I said to do it, it would pop off and it would be shit, but y'all don't listen. If you would let me just write the tweets, we would be a different company, but y'all motherfuckers don't want to hear. That's what happened. That's exactly what would happen. And then after I was long gone, they would hire a white person to do the thing I said to do, and it would be half off. It would be close, but no cigar. Yeah, that's not how that term is used. What the fuck does that mean? I love how we just hypothetically went through a job that I never had. But that's what would happen.
Yeah, I hated, we would have these like meetings. So all of your like regional managers would come in and they would, be doing tours or whatever with the, regional vice president and all this shit. And everybody's always so chummy. Hey, oh my God, it's so good to see you. Let's have hugs. Let's everybody go out to lunch together. And I just would be like, listen, and this might just be like maybe the 5 in me, maybe the asshole in me, but I was like, I just want to sit over here in my corner cubicle I want to listen to my music. I want to do my job. And then I want to go home. I don't want to go out for drinks with you. I don't want to go to your parties. I want to come in. I want to do my job. I want to collect my check and go home.
Oof. See, I never had a job where I had to go and chit chat and shit and do lunch stuff and shit. The only person I ever worked with when I had a job was JJ. And it was always a small team, and the team would consist of who the fuck we could both get along with. So when he interviewed someone for the job, they would leave, and then I would be like, nah, homie, I can't. If you bring that person in, it ain't gonna be right. I'm telling you right now, we're gonna be upset. And you know, there were a few times. One time he hired this Italian guy, and I was like, JJ, if you leave me in this building with this man one more motherfucking time, I'm gonna kill you. Because he just, you know, when you work in a small creative environment and you invite a person whose energy doesn't match, it fucks up everything.
Yeah.
And it was corporate-y, but JJ and I were off on our own little island, creating our own little rules and just getting the work done. So nobody bothered us. So every now and again when we had to have an interloper, oof. There was another. So like drinks after work would be me and JJ.
Yeah.
Which, how about after work?
Yeah.
Lock that door up, girl. So I never had that experience. I can't even imagine having to smile and pretend like the people I work with for 8 hours a day. And what a disgusting privilege for me to say that out loud. Because so many people, I'm serious, so many people, that's their regular everyday life.
I know.
Where they got to go to work and, hey girl, how are you?
Yeah.
I can't imagine. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I've had cubicle jobs. I've had, jobs where I got to get along with motherfuckers. But I also, was in high school and college. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
It wasn't like I knew I wasn't going to be there.
Yeah. It wasn't like your long-term. Yeah. The only saving grace was that I had good friends. They all worked. We were like different brands that all did the same thing under one umbrella. And so one worked for another brand, the other worked for the other one, and then our other friend was down in what I want to say. They like did all of like the video and production work for like all of the big summits and all that stuff. And so she worked in this really cool media suite behind a locked door, and you could only get in if you had a key card. So that was kind of like the nice place to go escape and hide for a little bit at a time, because I was on an island. I was the only designer for the entire brand team. So nobody really understood what I did. Everybody was a lot older than I was, because I was 23, 24 at the time when I started there. It was rough.
So, like, when they would ask you to go to lunch and shit, you would have to do it?
No, I was like, oh, I've got so much. But we had a nice corporate gym. So usually at lunch, that was like my out, was that everybody knew I was going to work out. So don't bother asking me.
Hold on a second. You would get out of your work clothes, get in gym clothes, work out, take a shower at the work gym, and get back in your work clothes?
Yes, ma'am. Uh-huh. Every day.
Oh, see, you're a different kind of person. I'm fucking dead serious. That's a weird ass lifestyle that we need to discuss. For real. What you mean? You had a gym bag?
Yeah. Yeah, it was nice. We had this nice corporate fitness center downstairs by the cafeteria, and there was full cardio setup. There was a weight room, and there was an aerobics room, and they brought in instructors, and they had different kinds of classes. Like Friday was yoga day, so I would go do yoga, and then I would go treat myself to lunch in the cafeteria.
How long was your motherfucking break? 2 hours?
Oh no, I had an hour. So I would
You did all that in an hour?
I would do all that in an hour. Yes, ma'am. Yep. It was good. It was a nice break. Like it was the mental break that I needed though to be able to like make it through that day. Because I was so unhappy.
Okay, shut up. I need to talk to you.
Okay.
I'm serious. This is a lifestyle. Being a gym person is so specific. Being a gym person on top of then freelance being a gym instructor, that's a kind of like if I were to write a, comedy movie, that's an archetype, that's a character. Like, oh, and then we have, this character named Clarissa. Clarissa is a gym person. Like, it comes with some built-in assumptions that people make about a person who works out to that level. And I only say that because I'm not. So, like, I'm trying to understand. You would pack your gym bag. I want to get to the basics.
Oh, yeah. Go for it.
And understand it.
I had a gym bag. Yes.
So you pack you have your regular outfit on. Everything's cool. Uh-huh. You have your gym bag, fresh underwear, new bra, or what? What are we talking about?
I changed my underwear. Or you're just putting
the clothes you already had on.
So I would put back on the clothes I already had on, but I would put on a change of underwear because obviously I wore those underwear to work out. So I'd have to have clean ones to put on, but then I'd put on my regular bra that I had on, go dry my hair, put my makeup back on, and go back to work.
Whoa. I was going to ask that. You washed your fucking hair?
Yes. Oh, I had to.
And then
I'm so
blow-dried
sweaty.
it?
Yes.
How the fuck? You said you had 1 hour.
Yeah. So I would book it down there. I would sometimes, at that time, I didn't really lift. So the bulk of my fitness was cardio. So I would, get on the treadmill for half an hour, run a few miles, and be done. So it was quick in and out. It was nothing like, what I do now.
Okay. So
sometimes I'd take my rollerblades because we were in a suburban area.
You're what?
And I had rollerblades. We have this really lovely bike trail here in Cincinnati. And so, I don't know, Chris and I bought rollerblades one summer to go on the trails. So anyways, sometimes I'd bring my rollerblades. Sometimes if the weather was nice, I would just run around the little neighborhoods and come back to work.
Rollerblades are the skates with the 6 wheels down the middle, it's like a ice hockey shoe.
Yes.
But with wheels.
You've never had rollerblades?
Where the fuck am I going? There are wheels on my shoes? No. We're not doing that.
Oh my God, I love roller skating so much. Love
what?
It. Yeah. The last time I went, I think it was maybe towards the end of Christmas break last year because my girlfriend was like, hey, we're going roller skating. Do you guys want to come? And I was like, 100%. Yes, I do. Love the roller rink.
There used to be a roller rink called Skateland growing up.
That's what ours is called. It's called Castle Skateland because it looks like a castle on the outside.
This was Skateland. Whatever, I don't know why the fuck it was called Skateland. But it was like, it had that weird carpeted 3/4 wall.
Oh yeah, so you can crash into it.
That everybody could just lean on while everybody's going around in circles listening to the music. And I remember Skateland, it was like 6th or 7th grade. That was like the thing to do. That was the place to be, baby.
Oh, if you didn't go to those skate parties in school, you missed out on everything.
I didn't miss out on shit. Okay?
I didn't either. I went to every fucking one.
No, I didn't miss out on shit because I was like, absolutely not.
You didn't go?
I went to a couple of them and I remember leaning. First of all, I'm not putting those used weird shoes on. Get the fuck out of here. Number 2, I don't know how to skate. Number 3, I won't be allowed to go to the doctor if I had to go to the doctor after whatever bad thing happened out there. So I'll just be over here eating these crinkly fries watching you guys have fun. So,
oh my God. And then they do like the dance contest in the middle where you get in, you kick off your skates.
No, I didn't do all that. Listen, all I remember is that it smelled like secondhand smoke and bad choices in there. And I was like, I don't like this. So,
oh my God.
And also the regular people went to that. You know what I'm saying? Like cheerleaders and shit. That shit was not, I was like, I'm going to have to forge a new way because this ain't cool. So I started going to shows. I started going to hardcore shows. I was like, I'm not going to be standing around watching people roller skate. This is ridiculous.
You sound like Chris. That's like Chris's adolescence. He rejected anything that regular people did.
100%.
He didn't go to a single school dance.
Yeah, why the fuck? You know what I did? I did go to the school dance where they promptly did not reward me with wittiest. I was like, what the fuck is happening here, guys? Let's go. I literally did not win that superlative, and I remember being like, are you guys for real? Like, have you this whole year you all were laughing at all the shit I said? Okay.
Oh no.
Cool.
So was that like what, your senior prom?
It was one of those. And the guy I went with was my friend, and he was like, well, fuck this place. I was like, totally. And we went to Taco Bell.
Uh-huh.
And then we went to a Skankin' Pickle show, and we were like, what the
my
fuck?
God.
And then we heard while at the Skankin' Pickle show that someone got stabbed at the Snapcase show. So I was like, well, let's go to that one. So while you guys and your non-cool asses were rolling around a skating rink, I was doing hardcore things, okay? So back to the so we're gonna put on these rollerblades.
Yes.
Wait, we're gonna take off our work clothes. We're gonna what? Uh-huh. We're gonna hang those. We're gonna fold them neatly in the duffel bag. What are we doing?
They get folded neatly in the duffel bag.
Wow. And then the duffel bag goes in a community locker that you rent or whatever.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. So I'm serious. This is a life. I'm just trying to imagine the tutorial that I would need to be able to live this life for.
It just feels so weird because this is such not a thing for me personally.
It's such a fucking thing. I'm so confused about all of it. And I mean, Justin Beck wouldn't know what to do. He would not know what to do. So this is information that in fact, when Outside opens and we film an episode of Life Swap, you're going to do what I did when I was 23, and I'm going to do what you did when you were 23, and we're going to see what. Okay, so now you put the things in the locker.
Yeah.
Your purse and whatnot, or did you leave that in the trunk?
My purse stayed up at my cubicle.
Locked up or no?
No, just under my desk.
Wow, white women are wild. You're just gonna have your purse unsecured?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow. Oh no, baby, the purse gets locked in the bottom half of the filing cabinet.
No, I just stick it under my desk.
Interesting. Okay. Are you one of those people where in the middle of the day your front door's unlocked?
In the middle of my day? No, I usually leave the door locked.
The door is locked at all times, correct?
Not at all times.
Whoa.
I'm good about doing it, but my family is not always the best.
Your family? You mean the children?
Yeah.
Oh, no. The children aren't allowed to touch the door. What are you talking about?
You're saying this to the mother who, when Lennox was 2, looked out of Quinn's bedroom window and said, did you know he was out there playing with the cozy coop? Chris says, no. Okay, cool. So our 2-year-old just he would let himself out the back door and then get out the fence and go play. And so later that afternoon, as Chris was running out to do an errand, this was like a Sunday, he comes home. He says, what does our Power Wheels look like? I said, it's a blue Jeep with orange lights. And he was like, yeah, it's at the corner to go out of the neighborhood. So Lennox definitely just took the Power Wheels out, drove it down to the corner of the bus stop, turned around, came back, and was continuing to play outside by himself at 2.
Oh, see, no. I'm calling the police. That can't happen. What?
Yeah.
Only recently has Shalom been allowed. Wow, I'm going to sound crazy as hell. Only recently has Shalom been allowed to. So when she was maybe finishing 5th grade, I would allow her to walk to the bus from the front door, because we have to go down a hill and it's a through street, so some people drive like assholes. So one of my favorite pastimes is standing in, my pajamas looking crazy in my house dress and being like,
yeah,
mine's slowing down, asshole, children live here. Is this the Twilight Zone? What's going on, people? Pretty sure you don't live here. You should be going around the hard way. Don't be using my fucking residential as no throughway, motherfucker. I know you don't live here. So only I would let her open the door. I would walk down and I would watch her walk onto the bus. So that was like 5th grade. So we haven't had really a 6th grade, so that wouldn't happen. But I remember one time I didn't get down there in time.
Yeah.
To see her come off the bus. And Justin happened to be pulling in the driveway, and he was like, does Shalom come off the bus by herself every day? And I was like, no, usually I'm down there, but I figured since you were going to be down there. He's like, I know, but I was pulling in, and I literally watched her cross the street. He lost his whole mind. He's like, she fucking crossed the street. I was like, okay, I heard you, and it won't happen again. Because I understood that was crazy. Because the one time that I'm not out there to get her off the bus or to see them, cross the street. Because for Maja, I got in the street. She had to walk across a residential street, and I stood in the middle of the street and let her walk up. Like that. I'm that mom. But I've seen before, and the neighbor's son was coming off that bus when the windows weren't down either. I don't know what kind of pandemic response that is. And nobody was there to get the child off the bus. And I remember like my heart racing. I was like, is someone going to come? The bus is here. Where's what is happening here? But I guess that's what people be doing.
I used to get my children off the bus. And then I just stopped.
Okay, but
and
is the bus stop at your house?
They walk themselves to the bus stop in the morning, and they bring themselves home in the afternoon. You have to go down my street and make a left and go to the main street that takes you out of the neighborhood.
Whoa. I'm sorry, what?
They come out of my house. Mm-hmm. They go down our street to the stop sign. Then they take a left, and they go to the corner at the bottom of that street. To the intersection.
The intersection? Is there a lady there?
There's parents. So there's a house there on the corner, and their son attends the same school. So those parents are usually out in the morning, and then the lady down the street is usually there. There's a new family. So there's usually like 3 adults there in the morning. I mean, I don't know what it looks like now because my kids aren't riding the bus right now. So, but typically there's 3 adults.
See, my bus stop was at the bottom of my driveway, and I was still out there every day.
Oh, gosh.
You can't trust these motherfuckers?
Oh, no. I got a call when Bennett was in kindergarten because he came home at the same time as Quinn because he had to stay for an after-school thing, and she was in 2nd grade. And so I just thought, oh, well, you know, they're walking together. They're fine. And I had 2 other little neighbor kids that lived across the street at the time. So, you know, the 4 of them walking together, I thought they're in a nice little group and they don't have to go far. And I got a call from the bus depot that was like, Mrs. Strong, we wanted to call and let you know that Bennett is not allowed to get off the bus by himself. We're not allowed to let kindergartners walk home. And I was just like, that's ridiculous. He's with his sister and 2 other kids. Like, why can't he walk himself home?
Because he's 5 years old.
But I just felt like he's not going far. It's sidewalks all the way to our house, and we're on a dead-end street. So it's not like there's traffic happening.
Was the school next door? Was the school property your literal next-door neighbor?
No.
Oh, then it was too far. It was way too far. Way too far. Absolutely not. That's how a motherfucker gets snatched off the street. That's how a baby gets raped. No, ma'am.
I'm
Why
trying. Because you're my mom. You're my mom. I'm trying to walk all the time. That tight line between, you know, being my mom and trying to be more relaxed and know that like death doesn't await my kids at every turn.
How far was the school?
School's 3 miles away.
Whoa! Wait a second. You're talking about the child, a 5-year-old and a 2nd grader walking 3 miles?
No. School's
Walking
3
from
miles
the bus
from our
stop.
house.
Walking from the bus stop.
The bus stop to my house, it's like 2 houses, and then they turn the corner, and then there's 2 more, and they're at our house. It's literally not far.
That's too far too. Nope. Girl, just think about the mental space I was in to allow Shalom to walk to her friend's house 2 days a week. Just now. I've since pulled her out of school because I can't trust these coronavirus motherfuckers. But when she was in school those 8 weeks that she lived it up and loved her life,
Yeah.
Shalom was allowed to, she was dropped off at school. And
Yeah.
we're talking about a 6th grader now. So this is how, I guess maybe you think I'm crazy, because this took a lot out of me every day. Every time she was in school, A, coronavirus, B, she's going to get hit by a car, and I will never forgive myself, and I will kill myself. I will literally ask to be drawn and quartered. She would leave school, crossing guard lets her cross. This other thing, she would go to Dunkin' Donuts, where I would have a mobile order waiting for her and her little friend. Then they would walk from the Dunkin' Donuts to the girl's house and sit in the backyard. That 20 minutes, or whatever it is, worst 20 minutes of every week.
Really? Even though you could see her on your Life 360?
Sure can. And sometimes I would walk, because I would have to wait till Maja logged off of her Zoom to then go get Shalom. So, you know, she had an hour and 20 minutes to fuck around. And I would see her little Life 360 dot moving around. I'm like, what the fuck? Where's she going? Yeah. What street is that? I'm zooming in. I'm trying to understand.
But how did Shalom feel at the end of those 8 weeks?
She felt great, but I don't give a fuck. That shit was crazy. That shit was crazy. And she loved it because she was like, Mom, I love exercising. I love the walk. It's great. So then, I guess maybe 3 weeks ago, my in-laws were outside sitting on the deck. You know, we had a social distance masked little get together, and Shalom doesn't come out of her room, and you know, I have to be like, I was texting her like, your grandparents are here, come say hi, do not be rude.
Mm-hmm.
So she came out. She's like, Mom, can I walk to the pond? The pond's not far, but it ain't close. The pond is on our street. But ew. And we don't have sidewalks.
Okay.
So she's just gonna walk on the street. Okay. So she said that's what she wanted to do, and I know that she likes to do that because she wanted to make a TikTok at the pond. I get it. So I was like, go ahead, bring your phone.
Yeah.
Both my in-laws were like, I don't really feel comfortable with that. So now they're looking at me like they're looking at me like, you let her do that? I was like, she's literally never asked to do that. But today she said she wanted to get some fresh air, and so I'm just going to let her do that. And they were like, I don't know about that.
Oh,
and then my
goodness.
mother-in-law was like, want me to go with you, Shalom? And Shalom was like, no, because she really wanted to make that TikTok.
Yeah.
And then the next day, my mother-in-law called me and asked me about it. She was like, listen, I know she was only gone, you know, maybe 10 minutes. But, you know, Dad and I were really uncomfortable with her walking to the pond, you know, by herself. And in my mind, I was like, me too, me too. I didn't want to let her go. Oh, my God. I also didn't want to argue with her in front of you.
Yeah.
But then Justin happened to have pulled up when she was, you know, coming up the driveway, and he comes up and it was like, did she just fucking walk somewhere by herself? What the fuck?
Wow. Yeah, that's I mean, everybody's got their different. I let Quinn ride her bike around the neighborhood. I let her walk the dogs and, you know, do her thing. Her
she's
little
with
girlfriend.
Someone.
She's solo.
Oh, no.
I let Lennox go with her. Lennox can be out by himself if he's with her. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely not. Shira's not allowed to touch the front door. Because she's a baby. And if she touched the front door, then she could open the front door. If she could open the front door, then she can get down that hill. If she can get down that hill, she can sure enough roll into a ditch or get raped. No. You laugh, but I'm dead ass serious.
I know you are. That's why I'm laughing, because you are literally my mom, and I fight the instincts that you have. I have them too, and I'm constantly at war with myself, shoving those down in an attempt to give my kids less fear than what I have.
Do we have conversations about stranger danger?
Oh, of course. An adult will never ask you for your help. Why would they ask a child when you are very ineffective at helping at anything? We have a code word. They know that they are not to talk to adults that they don't know, or go with somebody that they don't know. They know to run to the nearest house. And yeah, we talk about it all the time.
Run because to the nearest house? You could be running into the danger.
But they were also my kids that, like, we could, you know, at that year appointment with I was going to say at the vet, at the pediatrician. And our pediatrician would always say, you know, if you were walking together in public or at the mall, you know, would Quinn take off without you and not look back? I was like, oh, yeah, 100% she would. All of my kids were that way. So we've kind of had to drill it home at a young age.
Wait, they're allowed to walk away from you in the mall?
Now I let Quinn, like, if she wants to go look in a different apartment or whatever, I'll, you know, make Bennett or Lennox go with. They always have to go in pairs. But no, like, when they were young, when they were toddlers, they had no regard for us. they would just, if they wanted to go someplace or take off, they would have gone and not looked back for help.
Oh, no, baby. Y'all not. I fucking dare each and every one of you. Your fucking whole entire life is on the line. Do not ask me for shit if you cannot follow my instructions. When we are in the store, if I put both my arms out and I can't physically touch your body, death soon come. Okay?
But what if you were, what about now? Like, let's say you go to Target and you have Shalom. Can she go, like, if you're in buying soap, can she go down 2 aisles and look at lip gloss?
Why can't she wait 2 aisles till I'm done with these soaps? And then we can go
because,
down that
Mom,
aisle
what you're looking at is so boring. Please, can I just
wait
just
5 minutes? And you can wait 5 minutes. That's what you can do.
Mom, I'm literally going to be 2 aisles down. I'm not going that far.
Okay, that's what you say. That's what you say. And in how many seconds could you get yanked right the fuck up? It don't take long.
I'll make noise. I'll let somebody know I'm going to kick and scream. It's not like you won't be able to hear me.
Don't forget to scratch and get some DNA.
I heard this ad today for this thing called a tiger claw, and I was like, oh shit, I should call and order one for Melissa, because it's like a claw you put in your hand, and when you make a fist, it like little talons come out and they collect DNA when you scratch someone.
Yeah. Shalom can go to the end of the aisle where I can see her, but she's not going no whole 2 aisles over. Absolutely not.
Huh.
Absolutely not. And Maja and Shira don't even get it out of your little pea brain. You're not going anywhere. Ever. Child. No. 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 Mm-mm. Mm-mm. So you would let Quinn, like, try on clothes by herself in a dressing room while you were wherever else in the store?
Let's see, No, I go back with her. I don't, I would be fine. She can go look in another aisle at something, but she cannot go to the bathroom by herself. She can't go into a closed space. So, if she went into a dressing room, maybe I would stand, outside of the fitting room area, and she could come out. It would just depend. Maybe if I had the boys with me, I'd be more likely to stay out than if they were without.
They can't walk to the bus stop. That shit's far.
They do. I mean, not now, obviously, but...
So when Shalom gets out of school, when she was in school for those 8 weeks that she was living it up, trying to bring COVID into my household, she loved those days. So I would order the hot chocolates, I would order the donuts, they would walk, they would have, it would be chilly, so they would walk with a little hot chocolate in their hands, and, they'd talk about, life and whatever, they'd philosophize on their long walks together. It's her little best friend. But if I didn't get a FaceTime phone call when school was out, oh no, mommy. You are really playing with fire.
There was this one time, I guess it was 2 summers ago, we had just gotten home from the pool and the neighbors were out playing. There were a bunch of kids outside in our street, and they asked Bennett if they could go back to the other child's house and play and ride their bikes there. And I said, yeah, that's fine, because there was a group of 4 or 5 of them. And so about an hour or so later, he comes back in the house and he says, hi, I'm home. And then he comes in 20 minutes later and says, can I go back over to such and such's house? And I was like, yeah, that's fine. So maybe 45 minutes to an hour has passed and he hasn't come home yet. And I'm starting to get worried. So I go get in my car and I drive over to this child's house. There's no bikes outside and they're not home. So then I was like, oh my God, he's dead in a ditch. So I started driving around the entire neighborhood looking for him until finally I stopped on this last street, which I almost didn't go down because it's so short. Like I couldn't see anything right away. And there's this bike in the driveway of a house that I don't even know. And he was so upset when I came there knocking on that door. I was like, what are you doing? You didn't tell me you were coming here. I didn't know where you were. I drove around this entire neighborhood. So I followed him on his bike all the way home. He was crying so hard. Oh, I was so mad. I was the most scared I've ever been.
You didn't throw his bike in the lake and throw his monkey ass in the trunk? What bike? You don't have a bike.
I made him ride his bike home. And then every time it looked like he wasn't going to stop at the stop sign, I'd lay on my car horn to tell him to stop. Yeah, it was bad. Oh, I was
Whose house
so
was
furious. I still don't even know. I don't know who the child was that lives there. Never been anybody that Bennett's played with ever again, but there were a bunch of boys down in the basement playing video games.
No. Mm-mm. See, that sounds like some Melissa Howard freedom. Mm-mm. No.
You turned out okay.
I am damaged as fuck.
Damaged. I've been singing that all week.
So, hold on.
Yes. Are we coming back to the gym?
No, we're not coming back to the gym because this is way more important. I'm still, this is just a lot. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of other scenarios that I think that you would allow. That would make my butthole clench. Wow. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, no. Then it makes perfect sense because you would allow a sleepover. Yeah,
Yep.
Okay.
I was just going to say sleepovers make your butthole clench.
That would, well, they don't. Shalom's friend can come here.
Mm-hmm.
And the friend that can come here is her best friend. Not every girl can come here. Even friends that we know and like and all that. Not every girl can come here. We're not doing that.
Why not every girl? If you like them.
Well, I gotta like them. I gotta like their mom. I gotta make sure that I gotta look at their TikToks and see how they really rolling. You're not gonna come over here with your little philosophies and shit that I picked up from social media and be sleeping up in my house.
Yeah.
No, little girl. No. We're gonna have to all be on the same page. And even then, I mean, they'll be rare. Shalom will never sleep out of the house. Ever.
You don't think she's ever going to get to that point where she's desperate to go?
How's she gonna get there?
I don't know. I don't like, there's always that situation where you're invited to something and your mom doesn't let you go and it's going to be like a major social faux pas for you. And that feeling of like, if I don't go, then I'm going to miss out on this. And then when everybody goes back to school on Monday, just that
you can go and I'll pick you up at 11 o'clock.
But Mom, that's so lame. Everybody's going to think I'm such a baby that I can't spend the night.
You can tell them your mom's a bitch. You can just tell them the truth.
But Susie's mom is going to let her go, and you like Susie.
We hate Susie.
I couldn't think of any other name to use.
Sorry, guys. You'd have to know about Patreon to know why we hate Susie. Last week's Patreon, yeah, fuck Susie. No.
Well, I hope we're still talking then, because I'll be interested to hear what happens. For real, for real.
Listen to me.
She gonna wear you down?
No, she
Just
ain't.
like she wore you down about school?
Well, She gonna have to get around to her dad because her dad really ain't trying to allow a sleepover. And the school conversation, that was 2 weeks of us talking late at night.
Oh, I know. That was a hard choice.
Mm-hmm. And she got a taste. She got that taste, and that's all she needed. Because when I knew it was her last day, I hadn't told her. I was like, I'm not going to break it to her, because I had just kept waiting for the email to come, because I kept thinking, okay, surely our school district is going to do the right thing and close the school before I have to pull this child out and make it my own fault. So I was just waiting for that email, and that email didn't come. And on that Monday that she went to school, I already knew that was her last day. So when she got home, I was like, listen, Shalom. She goes, I know.
Aww.
She knew. I was like, oh, wait, you know that is my last day? Mm-hmm. She's like, oh, okay, wow. She was like, Mom, have you met yourself? I was like, okay, cool. As long as hey, we know each other well then. And that's all that matters. She's been cool as hell. She's been doing her remote, she gets up on her own. She eats her breakfast. She's very mature. She logs in. She gets it. It helps that her best friend's mom is the same as me.
Yeah.
But no, she's not. Mm-mm.
Well,
not.
And maybe the last 8 weeks was enough to kind of like bolster her spirit to know that like, if and when things start to calm down again at school, then maybe my mom will let me go back because she'll feel more comfortable.
She knows I'll let her go back at the end of February or March, because by then we will have had some appropriate leadership and some things might have changed by then. A lot can change in 8 weeks if everybody got their shit together. A lot can change in 8 weeks. But she got a taste of it, so now she doesn't feel like she's missing out.
Yeah.
And it is what it is, but I was happy to pull her ass out.
See, I know you were. And when we got that email that ours were coming home, I was like, God damn it.
When you got that email, I was like, thank God, because I was revving up to start cussing you out.
It's become unsustainable. There's so many staff and students out at this point that they can't, because they created the online academy for kids choosing to stay home. If a child was quarantined or homesick due to COVID, they would be placed into one of those classes that had an opening. But the problem is that I think they were just getting to the point where the virtual teachers had, loads that they could not continue to sustain. And B, so many staff are falling sick and being out. And it's like, you have now like a whole new situation with subs. What are you going to do? So we're out, I think, until the 11th, and then they'll reassess. But it's like, I think across the city, most all of the schools, if they weren't virtual like full time, they are now.
When you said all my kids are going to be home, first thing I thought of was, because I was going to start tiptoeing into my little COVID talks again. We know you don't love those.
No.
And then I was also like, fuck, when are we going to record? Because for a little while we had quiet, and I could trust Shalom and I could trust Maja and Shira, for the 1 hour that we needed to record.
Yeah.
Because I coordinated with, Shira would have like a 30-minute break. So I would come in here while she had 30 minutes of music class, which, okay, she ain't going to wake, she's not going to.
Yeah.
She's
not going to miss anything.
Suddenly she's never going to have the opportunity to become John Mayer. Like, it's fine. And then she had a 30-minute snack or whatever break, so I would have her snack and shit ready, so I would just be back here doing my thing. But I was like, how are we going to get Lennox to do his thing?
I know. I had to have a talk with Quinn and Bennett, and I said, listen, I will help you as much as I can, but you guys are going to have to be very independent as you were last time, because if I am not sitting on top of him, he is not doing shit. Mm-hmm. Last time was a nightmare. I am steeling myself. Like, I am not looking forward to tomorrow. My only hope is that he might be more interested because he's had a taste of like in-person school, and now he knows his teacher and he knows friends in class. So I'm hoping that like that aspect of it like holds his attention during those Zoom meetings. But it's like this one's way more scheduled than the last time around. Last time it was a lot of asynchronous learning, and this time it's a lot of like meetings and shit. So
yeah, it's a listen, I sit in that classroom from 8:30 to 3:30 every day.
Ooh.
And, you know, I've set up my own little workstation, and they know when I got my earphones on, that means I'm editing.
Yeah.
Or, you know, if I'm in my closet and that exterior door is locked, you know where the snack is, and go ask Shalom to log you back in. But that's only for like an hour at a time.
Yeah, but the girls are usually, I mean, there's only been a couple of times since we've been doing this on Mondays that they've been like in and out constantly. I don't think, oh no, your power went out last time. I was going to say, I don't think they came in at all last time, but they were stomping outside the door.
Right. So, I mean, I have exactly maybe 75 minutes before someone comes running talking about, I have lunch. It's lunch. I need my lunch. But it's a long fucking day.
Yeah. Oof. I'm not looking forward to it.
But I don't know what Ohio's talking about no January 11th. Not where y'all live, not them red ass states. Not y'all.
Well, I know. I'm hoping, let's sound so stupid at this point. I'm hoping that things maybe start to get a little bit better. Maybe people will finally heed the call and stay home. So that maybe we could go back to like plan B, which is 2 days on, 3 days off. You know what? As much of a pain in the ass it is, my biggest concern is Lennox. He's made so much progress since he went back in person, and he needed that. I could not, I mean, had I kept him home because I was too afraid to send him, he would be so far behind. And that's with me trying everything that I could to like help him. He needed help. He needed in-person help from somebody, not me. So that's my biggest thing. It's just like, ugh, I just don't want him to get too far behind.
He's going to be fine because everybody's kindergartner is having some level of this experience, and there are some kindergartners who are even worse off. He is going to be fine. What everybody needs to do, what everybody needs to do is stay the fuck home for 100 motherfucking days so we could be Australia.
Yeah.
That's what needs to happen. They need to come up off that money and pay people to stay the fuck home.
It's not going to happen, though.
That's the only way this is going to work. So.
But I feel like when you make those announcements and you tell them they have to stay home, then you get those assholes that just only double down, only have an opinion now because they've been told what to do.
And I think those people need to be straight up. Like, our society is better off without you, asshole.
Oh no.
You know what they need to do? They need to take a film crew, and they need to make the most wonderful 15-minute movie that a regular American can handle and sit through on how Australia did it and how fucking amazing it is, what a hard sacrifice it is, but they all work together, and in the end, we all have a very regular life. We have not had any spread since April. We've been over here kicking it, and y'all could do it too if you paid people to stay at home for 100 days. If you are an American, MAGA or whatever, my liberty's my gun, you're that kind of fucking asshole, and you watch this film, get an expert, whatever you need, a psychologist, a fucking, whatever you need to do to persuade people that this is the way to go, do that. That's what you need to do. We need to make American propaganda on doing the right fucking thing. That's being a patriot. That kind of sacrifice is being a patriot. You dumb fuck. But you got to say it nice because they don't take too kindly being called stupid. If they could just do that,
Yeah.
it would be straight. Bitch, have you seen the pictures of Australia? What they're doing there?
No.
Motherfucker, they're at outdoor festivals having a good old motherfucking time.
God.
They're at the mall. They are walking in crowds, no masks.
Wow.
They've had 47 motherfuckers die of COVID. They have 25 million people.
I always feel like Australia would be a really nice place to live.
You can't get in.
I know, you can't get in. I mean, it is a shame that their wildlife is out of control. But
I mean, I don't know if it's all, I don't know if it's all the whole time. I think it is the entire continent of Australia has their shit together. I think it is. But the thing that I was reading,
crazy.
whatever this city was, Melbourne, I don't know who it was, but it had 25 million motherfucking people in it and only 47 people dead, and they are kicking it.
Yeah. So jealous.
And looking at us, like, wow, remember when we thought Americans were really fucking cool? They're really stupid. Like, all that is diminished and gone. They're, like, embarrassed for us. They're like, oh, damn.
Oh, my God. I mean, we should be embarrassed for us.
No. I'm embarrassed for everybody. I feel great about myself. But everybody else up in here? No, I'm embarrassed. Y'all got me looking crazy. That's how I feel. Americans are fucking embarrassing, straight up.
Yeah.
Can't see the forest for the motherfucking trees.
Mm-mm.
Can't.
Nope.
Can't communicate in non-meme format. Just
can't place an apostrophe appropriately at the end of a plural possessive.
Can't do that ever.
Or a last name.
Can't do that ever. But not just that. Also, don't understand the nature of a pandemic and don't believe in science. So, our shit is really raggedy. Embarrassingly raggedy. And 2022, I really do think. Summer 2022 is when we'll be back to quote-unquote normal. And by quote-unquote normal,
you don't think...
I mean going outside but still having to wear a mask.
You think so?
100%. Because think of all the
anti-vaxxers. Do you think maybe just... Yeah, but like what about you don't think that like it would just be like fall winter? You think it'd be year round?
Year round, because so many people are either A, not going to agree to take the vaccine, or B, not change their behavior, and there will still be active spread. We're not going to eradicate the shit.
You don't think so?
No. Us, Americans? No.
Yeah, I thought it could just be like polio and go away.
Nope. Look how measles made a comeback. Thanks, anti-vaxxers. You think coronavirus is going to go away? No.
Oh,
and there's a vaccine for measles.
When that started, I was pregnant with Lennox. I was so terrified I was going to get the measles. I was terrified he was going to get the measles.
Because think about it. Like, this is what they're saying. They're saying, I read this thing in the Times about how epidemiologists are living right now. And they're basically living like me. Yeah. Rare outings.
Yeah.
So they pulled 700.
I started following a local one here on Instagram.
They're basically doing what I'm doing. And I'm a fucking
Yeah.
regular person, so you could just call me an epidemiologist. They pulled 700 of them, and like, you know, most of them go to the pharmacy or the supermarket. Most of them take their mail in unprotected. Like 75% of them take their mail in unprotected. I'm still not. I don't touch the mail. We're not doing that.
Wow.
That's Justin's job. He can bring it in. It goes into the garage for a bit. And then when he brings it upstairs, that's when it can be handled. But I'm not going to the mailbox. That's not happening. They only 9% of the 700 epidemiologists that they interviewed go to the gym.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. None of them go to a sporting event. None of them eat in a restaurant.
Are you referring to that graphic? Was it like a bunch of dots, like colored dots?
No.
And they were showing like the break. Oh.
Mm-mm. It was yellow bar graph. And it gave a percentage of, you know, how these people are living.
Oh, so, no. I'm not going into a restaurant. Who's going into a restaurant?
People are going into restaurants. That's part of the problem. People go to restaurants. People eat inside restaurants.
It makes no sense. It makes no sense. Just like it makes no sense to require gym goers to wear a mask into and out of the building, but not while they're working out.
Yeah, but I think a restaurant and the gym are the same level of risk.
It is the same level of risk. I know, but I'm willing to go because I leave my mask on the whole time I'm in the gym.
Yeah, but that's a lot of fucking droplets. That's a lot of transmission. That's a lot of shit coming through the mask.
I don't disagree.
Heavy breathing?
No.
While
dancing, coughing. So when you hear this sound, hooty-hoo.
And then with people that are not wearing masks. That shit is crazy.
Yeah.
No, people eat at restaurants, people go to gyms, people are living it the fuck up. And that's why we have the problems that we have. If everybody could just shut the fuck up and sit down, we would be straight. But everybody ain't gonna do that. Okay, well, we hope you enjoyed that very super duper long ass episode. Please come back next Friday where you'll get part 2 of that super duper long ass episode because Amanda and I talked for a really long time for that particular session. Now, we have a lot of housekeeping to do today because we've got a lot of announcements. If you're listening to this, it is not too late to enjoy our discount code with our friend JJ at 1926nyc.com. That's www.1926nyc.com. Beautiful gifts. Gift wrapping is free. And with the discount code STRANGERS40, you get 40% off the entire site. It's not too late. That discount code is working now through December 14th, and if you get it in there on time, he could get that stuff to you by Christmas. So be sure to not dilly-dally and get that done. Second order of business, have you heard about the Imperfect Strangers podcast presents the Holiday Company Party? $20 at the door, December 19th, Saturday. Amanda and I will be hosting a Zoom live for all of you. We're getting dressed. Full drag, makeup, sequins, all of that shit. It is going to be a safe company party with you as our guests. Amanda has games on deck. You know, she'll be organizing shit. She got that in order. So please do join us. If you need more information on the company party, you can hit up our Instagram, you can hit up our website, or email us, Ask Imperfect Strangers. We'll give you some details there if you need them. AskImperfectstrangers@gmail.com. Now, the regular order of business is, stay in the fucking house, wash your fucking hands, wear a fucking mask, and then listen to our podcast. Listen to it and like it. Tell all your friends to please listen to it and like it. If you've already written a review or given us a 5-star rating, thank you so much. Your reviews and your ratings, are so heartfelt and so cool. Y'all really have taken the time to go in there and just be writing straight poetry. And it's really great because it lets other people know how much you love the show, and then they can come in there and figure out, oh my God, these are my people. I have found my tribe. So thank you so much for your continued support in doing that. After you've given us a rating and a review, you can follow us on all of our social media. We have a Twitter, that's Imperf Strangers. We have an Instagram, which is very important, imperfectstrangers_podcast. On that Instagram, you can see us at 7 o'clock on Mondays, where Amanda and I go live to discuss the episode, or not, because sometimes we don't get to that part. Sometimes we just be discussing what we discussing. But it's always a good time. And if you miss any of the Monday Night Lives, you can hit us up on our Patreon. Oh, that's right, we've got a Patreon. So hit that up. You can see which tier applies to your lifestyle, and depending on the tier that you choose, you can get a newsletter, you can get bonus content, you can get episodes you've never heard before, you can watch Monday Night Lives that you've missed, you get sneak peeks at merch, you get sneak peeks at company holiday parties. Not to be quite honest, it's a place where if you really want to be in the know, you gotta be on that Patreon. Otherwise, we have a website, we have merch. There are plenty of ways for you to support Imperfect Strangers podcast, but the most important way is for you to keep listening and keep telling your friends to listen. Thank you so much for doing that. Every week when we see you listening and liking and showing up at the Monday Night Lives, it feels, just like a warm, safe, COVID-free hug. So again, thank you so much for your continued support. We will see you next time here Friday for part 2 of this episode, and then we'll see you Monday for the Monday Night Live, and then Wednesday you'll get your Patreon content. So enjoy, have a great weekend, have a safe holiday. Don't be traveling, okay? Let's not do that. Let's stay home and stay safe. Have a good one. Bye.